So let's talk about edginess and Marxism. So you've probably noticed in your community as well that a lot of the people who claim to be Marxists are also very edgy. And I think that there is a reason for this. It is not a coincidence. Well, one of the more logical reasons is that people who question the status quo may come from various histories of trauma. They may be marginalized in one way or another. So they may tend to seek out the answers and not just live by the script. So these are the people who kind of find the respite in Marxism. They find the answers in Marxism, and they were marginalized or special snowflakes before they discovered Marxism. The other category of people may be young people who are still unsure of their identity, and they're also looking for answers, and Marxism may be a great way that helps them make sense of the world. So they may express themselves in various curious manners just because they're young, and this is the stage where many people experiment and try to find what makes them tick. And this is another category of people who I believe are the edgy Marxists. The third category of people may be the people who are traumatized much more than they realize they are, who may be in denial about their trauma, and they may try to overcompensate with the edginess, because that's a very common thing that younger people do, but older people also may experience. When you feel inadequate, when you feel like you're not enough, you may want to present as an intellectual. You may want to read a bunch of obscure, weird books, which nobody read, and then talk to people about all these issues. And when they don't want to talk to you about them, say that you're smarter than everyone else. And I think I've touched upon this in some of my previous videos as well. But the fact that there are a lot of edgy, marginalized, cool people in the leftist circles, this is quite telling that the people on the outskirts, on the periphery, they may need more of the tangible answers as to why the world is the way it is. And Marxism actually holds a lot of these answers. And I'm not going to go into the postmodernist view of this, because some of the people in the Marxist circles that I observe, they kind of just staunchly against any kind of postmodernism, even though a lot of the postmodernist thinkers were trying to further develop the thought of Marx and the likes. And if they didn't agree with certain aspects, that doesn't mean that we should completely disregard everything that they were saying. And I'm also not very well versed in postmodernism, so of course I'm not going to be offering solutions here because I don't have them. But it is curious to see, to observe the patterns that we have in the leftist circles. And I don't think that the marginalized cool kids are all trying to get into the cool Marxist circles because it's cool. Because truth be told, it's not cool to be any flavor of leftist in most places of the world. You're going to be faced with not only criticisms from the people in your life, you're also going to suffer various consequences if you try to practice activism. You may actually experience true oppression in some ways for some sort of activity. It is not a pleasant task, actually, to try and be a practicing Marxist. So if you observe people on the internet being edgy and claiming they're Marxist who are not partaking in any actual real life activity, they may fall into that third category that I mentioned to you, the category that yet has to realize their own trauma and process it. And then later on, they may fully well become a part of the bigger leftist community and help out in there, or they may go some other way. It is important that we remember that people come to leftist circles mostly out of necessity, not because it's fun and cool, because it's very much not fun and not cool for the majority of us. We may want to poke fun at each other and at each other's differences every once in a while, but certain patterns can be observed and studied from a scientific perspective, and this is what I think we should all engage in.